Hello, welcome to the channel. Today we're going to visit Dalhousie Walled Garden and Tearoom. Now this is set in Brechin, and Brechin is a town and former royal borough on the east coast of Scotland in Angus. So it's just north of Dundee and south of Aberdeen. It's famous for its cathedral and for its football team. So Dalhousie Estate is home to Brechin Castle, which sits above the South Esk River, and originally the castle dates back to the 13th century. It's now still privately owned by Lord and Lady Dalhousie, and it's been in the Dalhousie family since the 17th century. The gardens and castle are open generally in May and June each year, and this year they tried something different. They decided to keep the walled garden open a little later and kept it open for September, and it was open from Thursday to Sunday each week of that month. Now, I paid £13 entry to visit the garden, but this included a coffee and a cake. They have a lovely little tea room, which is also the entrance to the garden, and I have to say the coffee and the cake was very, very nice. So that's a special offer, but you can just enter the garden, and actually you can just go to the coffee room and have a coffee and a nice piece of cake. So what is the garden like? Well, the walled garden itself sits on a curve. It sits on a slope looking down in the estate, and basically you have entry through the tea room. And when you come through the tea room, on the left is a nice open terrace, and on the left-hand side is the start of really the curve of the garden. So there you'll find that there is some glass houses, some Victorian glass houses, and a work area through a pair of gates. Now, if there was one thing that I would have liked, it would have been to actually get through those gates and have a little look into the kind of practical work area. So maybe that's something they might do at a later date. So as I say, the walled garden is basically set in a curved design or a semicircular design, and it sits on a slope. Now at the bottom of the slope there is a beautiful round pond, and basically the whole garden is a series of terraces and slopes and gravel paths and other little paths as well. So it might be a good idea to wear sensible shoes to really fully explore this garden. There's really a nice selection of borders and planting. I think this garden would look really beautiful at any time of the year. If you love your plants, then there's a real nice mix. And basically from border plants right up to trees. So really, as it sits within the estate, there is all that kind of parkland surrounding the garden. So multiple paths and vistas. And I really think that was the thing that struck me was as soon as you come out of the tea room, you start to have these vistas. So you look in one direction, there's something that catches your eye. You look in another direction, there's something that catches your eye as well. Now, if you're needing the toilet while you're there, there is a toilet at the tea room. So what did I love? Well, the day I went, it just wasn't that busy, which was absolutely brilliant. Now, it was September, they were trying it out, and I was literally the only person there. But saying that, I did go first thing when it opened at 10. What did I think that I would like to do a bit more? Well, as I say, explore that little back area would have been quite interesting. What was really nice was that this garden is basically well maintained and there's people working there. So I saw a lovely lady cutting grass. She was on her little tractor cutter, and there was other people working. I could see some guys basically cutting some very high hedging. So there was activity there that was quite interesting as well. Now, one of the things that I really loved about this garden was just the fact that it's away from roads and it's in the countryside. The bird song and the nature was just absolutely beautiful. So you really do feel kind of cleansed in a sense because the air is really clean and you really get to appreciate the actual sound of the birds. So I loved that. Would I go again? Yes, I think I would actually. I think it would be really interesting to see it at different times of the year, and hopefully going forward, they might actually open the garden up a little bit more. So, as I say, this is a privately owned castle, privately owned estate. It's very famous for fishing and hunting, and for the castle, there's lots of activities. I think they have some lodges as well. So, you could have a little look online at the estate itself to see everything that they do. But also for the walled gardens, I would check that they're open if you're wanting to visit. So hope you've enjoyed today's video. We want to kind of show different gardens in different aspects and just take you for a little tour around them. So thank you for watching, and we hope you join us soon.